Coming to you live from the Hill City, you're watching Division III ODAC Women's Volleyball on LHSN as the Lynchburg Hornets welcome the Roanoke Maroons to Wayne Profit Court. Welcome up to the broadcast booth, everybody. TJ Wingard here with you tonight. We want to say thank you for spending some time with us on your Friday evening for some weekend preview volleyball. It's Lynchburg welcoming Roanoke to Turner Gymnasium. We'll showcase some of the numbers kind of tonight's match, but let's talk about the recent stretches for both sides. It's actually 3 consecutive losses for Roanoke. All 3 of those losses coming on the road, and all told, losses in 4 of their last 5 matches. On the other side, Lynchburg telling a very different story, have won 3 consecutive, most recently taking down Randolph on Tuesday evening. And those are some of the numbers, but now let's talk about some of the names you need to know coming in tonight's contest, and you'll catch on to a trend here. Kylie Draper, second to the ODAC in total assists as well as assists per set, and then Maya Green, back-to-back games we're highlighting the sophomore. She's been stellar and leads the way in the ODAC in total assists and assists per set. And then Kennedy Clemmer, top 10 in the conference in digs with 239. And on the other side, Cassie Blackmore, third in total number of digs, but first in digs per set. So those 2 defensive specialists / liberos will certainly have their hands full this evening. But again, just some of the names you need to know coming into tonight's play. We'll step aside, and when we come back, we'll introduce the starting lineup for both sides. So don't go anywhere. You're watching Roanoke and Lynchburg Women's College Volleyball on LHSN.
The biggest thing that I've taken from Westover is probably my interactions with faculty. I started working with Dr. Fryer. He's always available for help, and he makes sure that I get to do the experiments and not just be there while he does them. I didn't want to limit myself when I came here to just taking the prereqs for med school. I wanted to get a full, well-rounded education, and I definitely found that in the Westover program. It's given me the opportunity to keep playing soccer at a competitive level, but also it's given me the ability to be a student and to pursue other activities such as EMS. "100% do Westover because it's not something they're going to regret, and it's going to be a lot of work, but so is everything else. It's just going to help build their education that they've already had and make them a better person for it."
I was looking for a school that could provide me with the athletics, academics to pursue my career, a wind symphony to pursue my passion for music, and really have a nice general atmosphere. The professors here are really unique, their background and their passion for teaching. It's really a place where you can explore. Lynchburg gives you the opportunity to fail, but also get back up in that period of time and learn from your mistakes. I can make these mistakes within the school environment, but also with the support of other friends, and be ready for the real world when you graduate.
When you come to the University of Lynchburg to earn a master's degree in athletic training, you'll spend time in the classroom, but you'll also spend a lot of time in our top-notch facilities, learning from athletic trainers and working closely with our student athletes. In the Graduate Cadaver Lab, you'll learn about the human body in the best way possible, by actually studying the human body. This will provide a foundation to make you a much better athletic trainer. In the athletic training laboratory, you'll get hands-on experience, practicing your skills, applying concepts from the classroom, and working with faculty on research projects. It's also where our hydrotherapy facilities are. This space is also used by students for studying and practicing skills outside of class time. In the Sports Medicine Clinic in Turner Gymnasium, you'll work with student athletes from more than 20 NCAA Division III sports teams, helping get them back to practice and into the game as soon as possible. As an athletic training student, you're a big part of the success of our sports teams and the success of the local athletic teams. We see this relationship as a win-win situation. You learn, and that helps us win.
Welcome back to Wayne Profit Court. We're moments away from getting underway as you're watching Lynchburg and Roanoke Women's College Volleyball on LHSN. Against TJ Wingert here with you for Friday night action between the Maroons and the Hornets. This serves as the 57th all-time meeting between the two sides, but as I noted before we went to break, let me introduce tonight's starters, starting with the visiting Maroons. Kennedy, I'm doing this in numerical order, by the way. Kennedy Clemmer, then it's Katie Finland, and then Rihanna Clark, Kylie Draper, Peyton Kirchner, Riley Mayer, and Sydney Harrison. Then meanwhile for Lynchburg, Cassie Blackmore, Jordan Bartemeyer, Abby Leeper, Maya Green, Princess Salafu, Sophia Rucker, and Kaylee Keogh make up the starting lineup for third-year head coach Hannah Gibbons. And on the other side, it's 24th-year head coach Blair Trail. We'll talk more about both coaches once we get to first timeouts, and it'll be the Maroons with the honors to get us underway. Sydney Harrison, freshman from Chesapeake, Virginia, is at the service line. Roanoke looking to end a 3-match losing streak. Lynchburg looking to make it 4 consecutive wins. And furthermore, a chance to make it 4 consecutive wins against Roanoke. Play now underway. Serve goes to Bartemeyer. Green looking for Leeper. Takes the first attack of the day. Nice dig from Keogh, but no one there for the second touch. Kill should be awarded to Jordan Gorman. Gorman, a freshman from Chesterfield, Virginia. So Harrison back to the line. Again, serve goes to Bartemeyer. Green. Blackmore plays it over on the third. Set. Attack on the near side. Lands down. It's now 2-0 Roanoke. That time it was Gorman getting the assist. 11th of the season. And the kill comes from Riley Mayer, 216th of her sophomore campaign. Her and Peyton Kirchner, 1 and 2 on the team in kills this season. Leeper blocked at the net. Ricochet stays in, and it's now 3-0 Maroons. Long trip to the service line for Harrison. Continues her duty and looks to make it a 4 run to open up tonight's contest. Again, 57th all-time meeting between the two sides. Lynchburg 27 and 29 all-time against the Maroons. Green sets Salafu at the attack, played up by Gorman. There's the libero Clemmer, punched over, comes from the near side. Now Green looks out wide. Leeper roll shot, blocked right back. Nice play from Rihanna Clark. Leeper tries once more, dug up by Clemmer. Gorman comes near side. There's Clark just getting it down on the end line. Instead, make that Riley Mayer. The sophomore from Warrenton, Virginia, makes it 4-0 Roanoke. Finish my note on the series history. Lynchburg 27 and 29 all time against Roanoke. 12 and 6 though when playing at home, and Lynchburg's won 3 straight, 5 of the last 6, and 11 of the last 13 meetings. But here, falls behind early, and Rihanna Clark, has been causing headaches there in the middle block position for Roanoke, but Lynchburg finally gets into the scoring column. Salafu wins the point, then checks out. Blackmore will have the honors. First serve comes from Lynchburg. Blackmore, freshman from Tennessee. Gorman, back set. Clark, blocked by Rucker. Nice hustle from Clark, getting that first touch, but no one there for the second. And over this 3-match losing streak for Roanoke, all 3 of those losses coming on the road. And that was at Virginia Wesleyan, at Randolph-Macon, and most recently losing in straight sets against Meredith. Winding up, throwing it down is Riley Mayer. Having a ton of success, swinging it heavy here on the near side. Clark checks out. And on in her place comes Peyton Kirchner. Serve comes from Clemmer. Green back to Leeper. Blocked, then punched over. Green on the second. Finds the libero Clemmer. Up and over the net it goes. Rucker fields the first touch for Lynchburg. Now Leeper. Blocked at the net. Again, the middle for Roanoke has caused a lot of early headaches for Lynchburg. And it was something similar we saw in set 1 against Randolph on Tuesday night. But as that first set progressed, Lynchburg would drop that set, but they learned some valuable lessons. You start to see Sophia Rucker there in the middle, learn how to attack against that tumultuous and frustrating middle for Randolph, which includes Brooke Murdoch, who first in the country in total blocks this season. Leaper has it dug up by Klemmer. Big hit, but a block there for Lynchburg. Gorman on the second. And Lynchburg makes it 6-3. And you're starting to see the Hornets piece things together. Fall behind 4-0. Since then, 3-2 advantage for Lynchburg. Maya Green will serve. Sophomore from Fredericksburg, Virginia. Serve goes to the 5. Hit comes from the near side. That's Mayer once more. Out of play it goes, and the point given right back to Roanoke. Now 7-3 Maroons, and it'll be Jordan Gorman, a freshman, at the service line. 20 aces so far this season. Serve sent to Leaper, who also gets the third. There is Klemmer once again. Gorman looking for Mayer. Roanoke allowed to rebuild. Mayer again on the third touch. Green, back Leaper. And one that Mayer will want back. A little too soft, and finds the net. Deficit back down to 3 as freshman Morgan Clark checks in for Coach Hannah Givens. And Clark will have the honors at the service line. 14 aces this season. Clark up and over. Third comes from the near side. Carly Lundgren denied. Roanoke rebuilds. This time it's Mayer able to get it up and over. Keogh, far side, denied, but redirected out of play. Lynchburg now down by just 2. Going back to that first set against Randolph, Lynchburg trailed by as many as 5, maybe even 6. But ultimately only dropped that first set 25-23. Clark, the last to touch it. Subs on for Roanoke. Kaylee Eason will check in. The 2 players subbing out are Mayer and Sydney Harrison. And it's going to be an ace for the Maroons. And this looks to be Jordan Gorman. So I do apologize for some of the confusion. The roster has Gorman listed as number 20, but it appears the defensive specialist dons the number 1 this evening. Rucker makes it through that middle block, and that means it was Kylie Draper doing all the setting, and she was a player to watch and a setter that we noted off the top. Should have put that together, but again, work with the paper, give it to me. Finesse shot left wide on the near side. Back and forth these 2 teams have gone after that initial 4-0 run for Roanoke. Rucker on the back line, then Green comes near side. Bree Spainhour leaves it just long. At the service line, Peyton Kirchner. Blackmore with the second, then Keogh on the third for the Hornets. Gorman, make that Draper. Sets up the kill. Lead back up to 4 for the Maroons. Kirchner back to the service line. Sophomore from Williamsport, Maryland. 198 kills coming into tonight's play. Green for Salafu. Has to go off the net and ricochets back towards the back line for the Hornets. Fortuitous hop for the Maroons. 12-5 Roanoke. Kirchner will serve once more. 25 aces, coming in tonight's play. Short serve. There is Keogh. Plays it over on the third. And it's going to be a double going against Rihanna Clark, junior from Troutville, Virginia. And Clark actually led the way in the kills department last year for Roanoke. Lynchburg 1 in 4. But it was 10 kills for Clark. Meanwhile, Lynchburg had 3 players reach double digits in the kills department, including Abby Leeper with 12. She was sandwiched between 14 from Emma Drake and 10 from Corey May. Green pushes back. Keogh far side. Off the forearms of Eason, and out of play it goes. Thunderous strike from the freshman. 135 kills now in the season for Keogh. Serve. Carly Lundgren just able to come away with it. Block for the Maroons at the net. Lynchburg builds once more. Keogh comes near side. Off the forearm of Easton once again. And then sent into the net. Lynchburg able to cut the deficit in half. Now just a 12-10 opening set. Bartemeyer to serve. And now the Hornets trail by just 1. Bartemeyer, native to Charleston, South Carolina. Had a couple aces on Tuesday against Randolph. Now has 21 on the year. Strong serve. There is Clemmer to defend. Hit from the far side, taken by Lundgren. Green setting up Salafu, gets it through the block, and 4-0 start to this first set for Roanoke, but now knotted up 12-all. And the emphasis for Coach Gibbons and this Lynchburg team is trying to be the first team to 15, then 20, which, common rule for a lot of volleyball clubs. But the Hornets see Bartemeyer miss long on the serve. Maroons back up in front. Gorman subs back in, and back to the line will be Katie Finland, senior from State College, Pennsylvania. 107 digs entering today's play, 12 aces as well. And here, two teams exchange service errors. Now we're tied up 13-all. Leeper checks back in, out goes Clark. Keogh to serve. Clemmer was there for the first touch. Off the rafters on the third. Didn't make it over the net. Lynchburg for the first time this evening playing with a lead. And a point away from being the first squad to 15. The Charlotte, North Carolina native, Keogh, has the serve go over. Big block from Salafu against a hard swing from Clark. Leeper has it popped up at the net. Draper comes near side. Eason finds the net. 15-13 Hornets. How about the fight we've seen from Lynchburg here in this first set? Could have rolled over after a slow start. The energy is maintained at a high level. Feels like one of the advantages of having 10 freshmen of your 16 on the roster. And only 2 seniors. No juniors, the rest being sophomores. This is a young team that no shortage of fight. Subs on for the Maroons, looking to knot us back up. Trailing by 1. At the line is Sydney Harrison. Got tonight's match underway. And now Harrison finds the net. Sophia Rucker checks in for Princess Salafu, and Lynchburg turns it back over to Cassie Blackmore. There's 19 aces coming into tonight's play for Blackmore. Make it 20 aces on the season. And that'll lead into a timeout called by 24-year head coach Blair Trail. We'll keep it here. Trail, graduate of Roanoke, class of 1999. That comes after transferring from Radford to finish her last 2 seasons of eligibility at Roanoke. And during that duration, about 517 kills during Trail's playing days with the Maroons, and also set single match records for digs in a match and kills in a match. So certainly an illustrious playing career for Trail. And then After graduating, took over the program in 1999. In 2015, joined the 300-plus win club. And in that same season, guided the Maroons to a program record 16 wins to begin the season. Ultimately finished the year with 22 wins, which was the most since 2008 for this Roanoke volleyball program. And all in all, through 24 seasons, about 15 winning seasons and 7 seasons with 20 or more wins. So Blair Trail still one of the best doing it inside the ODAC. Calls the timeout, and if you're a Maroons fan, you're hoping for things to be polished up, and you're hoping for some more energy. That feels to be the trend that we've seen, especially for Lynchburg this year, but saw something similar for Randolph-Macon in the Lynchburg home opener. These timeouts tend to serve as nice little boosts. Decide who calls it. Lynchburg ahead by 3 points away from being the first to 20. Blackmore once again at the line. Serve goes to the 6. Draper setting up Clark. Has it deflected out of play. And that's a start for Roanoke. Looking to get back out in front after jumping ahead 4-0 to open up the first set. Clementer's serve. Again, 239 digs. We noted at the top of the broadcast. Also 54 assists and 14 aces entering tonight's play. Green wants Rucker. Tools the block. Lynchburg back in front by 3. A Bree Spainhour will return to the hardwood. Checking in for Jordan Bartemeyer. Green back to the service line. Again, it goes to the 6. There to field it is Harrison. Laying out. Blackmore, great hustle. Leeper gets it over on the 3rd. Harrison again with the first touch. Slide. Deflected right at the net. Nice play drawn up to try to get Kirchner a good look. But Lynchburg's defense comes up with the answer. Not on this occasion, however. Riley Mayer. Mayer's been impressive this afternoon. Now 5 kills on the evening for the sophomore. Draper serves. Goes straight to Leeper, who will wind up, take the 3rd, and have it go through the hands of Harrison. Abby Leeper sported a team best 248 kills entering tonight's play. And that goes down as her first kill, so one more, and she'll be at the quarter millennia mark on the season. Peyton Kirchner earns the point for the Maroons, and these two teams have settled into a nice equilibrium state, going back and forth, trading points left and right. Jordan Gorman checks back in. Second time here in the first set we've seen Gorman at the service line. It is to Chesterfield, Virginia. Sends it to Blackmore. Green wants Spainhour. Laying out is Gorman. Clemmer got a hand on it, but no one there to attempt to play it over on the 3rd. Certainly would have been tough from that angle. Lynchburg indeed the first to 20. Sophia Rucker gives the point right back to the Maroons, however. And looking down the stat sheet, specifically down the errors column. A handful from both, 4 teams. 4 attack errors for both teams. 2 service errors for both sides as well. 3 reception errors for Roanoke. But here an ace. That's a 1-point differential. Kirchner looking to tie it up for Roanoke. Green has Salafu denied at the net. Lynchburg able to rebuild. Keogh gets it through. Dug up by Kirchner. Hit comes from the near side. Eason. Now Lynchburg in response. Spainhour goes over Lundgren, past the outstretched arms of Draper. Spainhour could not have put that shot in a better spot. 21-19 Lynchburg. Good run here, could close out our first set. Bartemeyer at the line. Hit from the middle, misses long. Clark at the attack error. And Bartemeyer has one of the 3 aces so far for Lynchburg. Puts her season total up to 22 on the year. Knuckling serve goes to Clemmer, and it'll be a double. Second time we've seen Clark called for the double here in the first set. And a second timeout of the set called by Coach Blair Trail. We'll take this opportunity to switch sides and talk about head coach Hannah Givens. Was a grad assistant before being named the interim head coach, then took over as the full-time head coach. Back-to-back seasons leading Lynchburg to the ODAC quarterfinals. Now looking to get up and over that hurdle. And talking the other day, specifically going back to the weekend quad match that Lynchburg hosted. Lynchburg didn't play Randolph, but Lynchburg and Randolph both got to play Johnson & Wales as well as Kenyon College. And then Lynchburg took on Randolph on Tuesday evening. And all told, it made a 3-game win streak. And when I talked to Coach Givens, opportunity to get out of conference play free, play loose, drop your shoulders. You want to win every match, but once you get in conference play, they don't affect your conference. They're not going to dictate where you are 1 through 6 in the ODAC standings, right? So it was an opportunity for Coach Givens and company to play loose, get back to where they were in preseason, right? And that little bit of reset, you really see it. It was 2 wins in straight sets, and then that carried over on Tuesday, and especially after Randolph came out swinging and won that first set 25-23, Lynchburg wins the next 3. So 9 set wins of the last 10 played. Certainly say Lynchburg's feeling pretty good entering tonight's contest and playing loose, and I'd say you saw the same thing this evening. Slow start, fell behind early, and then now up ahead by 4. As before we get the serve from Bartemeyer, we'll have a quick conversation between one of our referees and Maya Green. And Green will relay that information back to Coach Givens. Miniature game of telephone before we get play back underway. Lynchburg 2 points away from making it a 1-0 set lead. Draper with Clark. Throwing it down with authority. That's a start. Now back-to-back times we've seen Roanoke here in the first set call a timeout and immediately win the next point. Something to monitor throughout the rest of tonight's play. They'll have Finland recheck in, coming on for Carly Lundgren. So a senior checks in for a freshman. And now Finland looking to fuel a long run for Roanoke. Serve goes to Blackmore. Green sends it back, middle of the set for Lynchburg. Bartemeyer plays it over on 3. Easton on the near side, dug up by Bartemeyer. Green, Salafu lands it down on the near side. Lynchburg ahead by 4 and now 1 point away from obtaining the 1-0 set lead. Kaylee Keogh serves to Clemmer. Draper, Clark. There's Bartemeyer. Leaper closes out set number 1. Second kill of set 1 for Leaper. She's now got 250 of those on the season. Lynchburg takes set 1. We'll step aside, and when we come back, set 2 between the Hornets and the Maroons coming to you as you're watching Women's College Volleyball on LHSN.
Look what you're missing.
It really don't matter to me. I'm just happy to be here. I might go crazy.
Welcome back to Wayne Profit Court. 1-0 set lead for Lynchburg, taking the opening set of action 25-20 over. Visiting Roanoke Maroons. Lynchburg looking to make it 4 consecutive wins. Roanoke looking to avoid a 4-match losing streak. Teams switch sides, and we'll run you down the stat sheet through that first set. 38 attacks for Roanoke, 33 for Lynchburg. 13 kills for the Hornets to 11 for the Maroons. 5 attack errors to close out that first set for Roanoke, just 4 for Lynchburg. 15.8% hit percentage for the Maroons to 27.3, one of the largest disparities on the stat sheet between the two sides. That 27.3%, of course, for Lynchburg. 13 assists for the Hornets, 10 for Roanoke, and we saw 3 aces for Lynchburg to 2 for Roanoke, and it will be Lynchburg with the honors to serve. Open up set 2. It looks to be Morgan Clark who will get the second set underway. And looking down some of the individual numbers, 5 kills lead the way. It's Riley Mayer, followed in by Brianna Clark with 4. Then 2 come from Peyton Kirchner. Meanwhile, for Lynchburg, 3 kills for Princess Salafu, Sophia Rucker, Kaylee Keogh. 2 from Abby Leeper and Bree Spainhour. Clark serves to the 5. Mighty strike from the middle. Peyton Kirchner opens the second set scoring. Roanoke out in front 1-0, and now we'll see Kirchner at the service line. And her serve goes into the net. Teams exchange points. We'll see Princess Salafu sub on, and out goes the libero Cassie Blackmore. Third comes from Clark, and crossing the line under the nets. Guilty party used to be Draper. I think that was the number they called out. Apologies, don't have the exact number, but nonetheless, second point of the set goes to, or Lynchburg has their second point of the set. Rucker back to the line. Impressive sophomore hailing from Lynchburg, Virginia. Has their first ace on the night, and it's the 14th of her sophomore campaign. Rucker up to 105 kills. We've already seen 3 kills this evening. And taking that next step forward here as a sophomore and make it back-to-back aces. Reception error for Sydney Harrison makes it 4-1 Hornets. Rucker looking to make it a 5-0 Lynchburg run. Low line drive, serve, and it garners a 3rd consecutive ace. Dug up this time by Clemmer. Far side roll shot comes from Mayer. Green, then Clark before Keogh takes the 3rd. Popped up then by Finland. Hit comes from the far side. Lynchburg got the block up. Able to build from there. Keogh takes the 3rd. Clark has it find Spainhour. Green again for Keogh. Dug up by Harrison. 3rd this time comes from Clemmer. Sent to the back line. There's Rucker. Green back set. Spainhour tools the block. Couple Maroons get their forearms on it, but can't build from there. 6-0 Lynchburg run. Rucker this time finds the net after a very long tour at the service line. Rucker checks out. Libero switch, Blackmore back on. As it'll be Kylie Draper now to serve, second in the ODAC, and total assists as well as assists per set trails just the sophomore Maya Green, and there's one more assist for Green. Salafu makes it 7-2 Lynchburg. Bartemeyer checks in for Spainhour and will serve. We talk about the play we've seen from Salafu tonight and of late, paired up with Rucker. That middle for Lynchburg has developed into one of the team's biggest strengths. Bartemeyer, service error. Deficit down to 4 for the Maroons. Sub checking on for Coach Trail. This is Taylor Maone. First time we've called out the freshman from McKinney, Virginia. 8 aces entering tonight's play. Dug up by Blackmore. Keogh off the top of the block in front of her. Dug up then by Clemmer. The hits. I think Clark was the first to it. Might have been Blackmore. Great hustle on the near sideline. That's the freshly checked in Maone. And Roanoke able to get it over in 3. Clark slides. Salafu off the arm of Kennedy Abbott. Or excuse me, off the arm of Maone. Either way, Lynchburg ahead 8-3. Second kill of the set for Salafu. Clark checks out. And on comes the senior leaper. Kaylee Keogh. 4th ace of the set. We saw 3 in a row from Sophia Rucker. Now Keogh gets in on the fun. Back to the line she goes. And she's got 2 straight aces. Lynchburg came in tonight averaging less than 2 aces per set. Got 5 here in the second, and it's only 10-3. Salafu denied. Bartemeyer lays out, but Lynchburg can't build. Brianna Clark been very impressive this evening. Clark will check out. On comes Kirchner. Serving is Clemmer. Serve goes to Keogh. Green pushes near side. Leaper! Working the near sideline. Talked to her after the win against Randolph. She noted that's been working for all season long. Let's see how many times she plays that card this evening. Works to great success here. 7-point advantage for Lynchburg. Blackmore serves to Maone. Kirchner from the middle. Denied! Maya Green! Not just the conference leader in assists, she can get it done on the defensive side as well. Serve goes to Clemmer. Build. Attack from the far side. Sydney Harrison. Let it rip. Left it well long. On a strike like that, you start to wonder, is frustration starting to set in as Roanoke trails by 9. Keep in mind, they open up tonight's match with a 4-0 run in that first set. Nice roll shot, but they're going to say it went out. Certainly close for Kirchner. Had the right idea, saw the opening, but leaves it just wide on the near sideline. 10-point advantage for the Hornets. Maone fields the serve, miscommunication. Clemmer thought Harrison had it. Harrison thought the same about Clemmer. Subs on for the Maroons. George Ritter, freshman from Nashville, Tennessee, checks on. Cassie Blackmore continues a long stint as the server for Lynchburg here. Service error ends that run. It's now 15-5 as Katie Finland checks back in. Out goes Curly Lundgren. Finland, a senior from Pennsylvania, has the honors. Serve goes to Blackmore. First in the ODAC in digs per set. Mean strike from the middle, but Lynchburg leaves it long. Keogh with the dig. Rucker over on the third and pushes the advantage back up to 10. And that'll lead to a timeout called by Coach Blair Trail. Trying to find a spark for her Maroons, who trail by 10. We'll step aside, and when we come back, more of the second set. Lynchburg leads Roanoke 16-6 on LHSN.
Hi, Mara Willis. How are you? Pretty good.
A lot of people go to the universities to find something to be a part of while getting their education. And when you come here, Lynchburg is that something, it becomes a family. It doesn't matter how long ago you had your professor, they still remember you and they remember all of the hard work that you put in. They're always there for you and they always want to do the best.
Back in Lynchburg, Virginia, out of the timeout, we'll see Maya Green at the line for the Hornets. And we'll see a sub on for Lynchburg as Bartemeyer will check out. And Kylie Clevenger, senior from Rockville, Virginia, steps onto the hardwood for the first time tonight. Draper trying to set it up for Kirchner. Lynchburg will get just enough of it at the net. Keogh then rolls it up and over the net, and a fortuitous roll makes it 17-6 Lynchburg. Sometimes it pays to be lucky rather than good. And Keogh, sure she's thinking the same thing right about now. 17-6 Lynchburg. Green back the line. Dug up that time by Finland. Great response. Back left corner. Perfect place. Just past the outstretched arms of Blackmore. Riley Mayer, in addition to Hannah Harden, checking in for Coach Trail now. Harden will serve, freshman from Apex, North Carolina. This marks just her third set played this season. Leaper. Big swing from the near side. Draper tries to play it over in two. Leaper once more. To the back line it goes. Dug up by Harden. Attack misses long. Attack error comes from Mayer. 18-7 Lynchburg as Leaper will sub out. Morgan Clark will check in and will be the server for the Hornets. Get a look at a strong crowd on hand here on Breast Cancer Awareness Night, Friday evening prior to homecoming tomorrow afternoon, where Lynchburg Volleyball will kickstart our homecoming festivities at 11 o'clock, playing host to Ferrum. Roanoke wins that point, now down by 10. Libero checks out. Clemmer gives way to Rihanna Clark. Serve goes to Blackmore, far side. Clevenger! Her 7th kill of the season. Clevenger just one of 2 seniors on the roster. It's her and Abby Leaper. Lynchburg a point away from being the first to 20. That would mark back-to-back sets. They've been able to do that this evening. Rucker serves to Harden. Clark denied at the net. Salafu gets the block. Now far side, another block. Salafu assisted by Clevenger. Roll shot comes from Clark. Green back. Clevenger has it popped up at the net. Clemmer sets up a hit from the far side. Great hustle and dug up by Rucker. Lynchburg able to get it up and over on 3 and actually landed in play, but it went through all the rafters. They're going to rule the play dead. Almost would have been impossible for anybody for Roanoke to locate that, but still kind of miraculous that it even landed down and we're in square. Nonetheless, 19-9. And now a 2-0 run for the Maroons. Morgan Clark step away from being able to get to it. Serve goes to Keogh, who's going to take the third for Lynchburg. Finds the Roanoke block. Clemmer, far side, tipped up, and out of play. But it goes out off the Lynchburg block. Riley Mayer wins another point for the Maroons. Don't look now, a little 3-0 run. Roanoke down by just 8. Draper again. Low serve, dug up by Blackmore. Salafu denied. Then Blackmore, Clark, Green can't get it over in 3. 4-0 Roanoke run. Coach Givens up from the bench. Words of encouragement for her squad. Dug up by Clark. Keogh, near side. Played over on the second by Draper. Keogh once more. Has it go off the forearms of Arden. 20-12 Lynchburg. Bartemeyer checks back in. Clevenger will head to the bench after a really nice showing there for the senior. And if memory serves, I believe that's the first time we've seen Clevenger at home this season. Fielding the serve was Mayer. Able to get it up and over in 3 from Lundgren. Salafu tools the block, 21-12. Hornets out in front. Bartemeyer sends the serve to Mayer. Takes the third, wins the point for the Maroons just in front of Blackmore. It lands. We are now with 8 kills this evening. Just in front of Rihanna Clark with 4. Leading the way for Lynchburg, Princess Salafu has 6, Kaylee Keogh with 5, then Sophia Rucker has 4. Serve comes from Mayoni. Green has the set just short of Keogh, still able to get it over in 3. Clark from the middle. It was one Clark finding another. Rihanna Clark sent it down in emphatic fashion against Morgan Clark. 7-point difference. Maroons continue to make it interesting here in the second set. Mayoni has her serve go to Bartemeyer. Slide for Salafu. Tipped up at the net. Then played up by Lundgren. Hit comes from the far side. That comes from Ritter. Green for Keogh. Hard deflection. Player in the net. And Lynchburg will earn the point. Looks as though they're going to call Lundgren for being in the net. So 22-14, Abby Barlow checks in. First time we've seen Barlow on the hardwood this evening. Here the freshman. Going to put together a 3-0 run and close out set 2. Serve goes to Clemmer. There's a second, but unable to get it up and over on the third for Roanoke is Clark. That was certainly a tough play, trying to, one, collect herself and even get a body part on it. From that angle against the net, it wasn't going to be easy. Lead back to 9. Barlow serves to the 1. Draper for Rihanna Clark. Leaves it wide left. They're going to say deflected by Lynchburg. Oh, no correction. Okay. There we go. Officials giving me a multitude of signs here. It's 24-14 regardless. Set point for the Hornets. Clemmer has it popped up. Draper. Then with the hit coming on the near side. Far side, sent to the near side. Ritter left it long. 25-14, your score to bring a close to set number 2 in Lynchburg. Jumps all the way out in front, 2-0. We'll step aside when we come back. Set 3, as Roanoke looks to keep this match alive, trailing the Hornets by 2. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Maroons and the Hornets on LHSN.
If I'm walking around over on the crowd side, I always hear
someone yelling, "Hey Nat, take our picture! Hey Nat, get this!" or something, or "Hey Nat, you got that shot?" Like, so I'm always like trying to photograph the crowds and my friends calling my name. I think sports at Lynchburg unifies us as a whole. No matter what background we come from, what differences we have, and what experience we've experienced through our lives, it brings us all together and we have one goal, which is to win. As a photographer, I definitely get to capture the emotion and the feel and the atmosphere of what's going on during the games and what's happening in the crowd and with the fans. We have hugely dedicated fans here at Lynchburg. They come out whether it's rain, snow, sleet, windy, no matter what, like they will come out and support their team and cheer them on. They will sit through anything. It's just, it brings us all together as one.
The biggest thing that I've taken from Westover is probably my interactions with faculty. I started working with Dr. Fryer. He's always available for help and he makes sure that I get to do the experiments and not just be there while he does them. I didn't want to limit myself when I came here to just taking the prereqs for med school. I wanted to get a full, well-rounded education, and I definitely found that in the Westover program. It's given me the opportunity to keep playing soccer at a competitive level, but also it's given me the ability to be a student and to pursue other activities such as EMS. "100% do Westover because it's not something they're going to regret, and it's going to be a lot of work, but so is everything else. It's just going to help build their education that they've already had and make them a better person for it."
We welcome you back to Wayne Profit Court, Lynchburg, with a chance to close it out in 3. Last time that either side won in straight sets was Lynchburg, winning 3-0 at Roanoke on September 29, 2017. But Maroons have the first serve to set 3. Draper setting up Mayer, who's blocked at the net. Lynchburg ahead 1-0. If you missed into the previous action, the Hornets took set 1 25-20 before taking set 2 25-14. Lynchburg looking to make it a 4-match win streak. Meanwhile, the Maroons on the verge of losing their 4th consecutive match. And also lots of ODAC implications on the line for this contest. Lynchburg 7th in the conference standings. Roanoke not far behind at 9th. This could create some more separation between these two teams. And 4 straight wins for Lynchburg, 2 straight in conference play. Look out. This young Hornets team might be getting hot at the right time. First, you got to close it out tonight. Long volley. Point won by the Maroons. We'll see if this can spark some momentum for Roanoke. To serve is Clemmer. Finds Morgan Clark. Leaper, back set, Spainhour, denied. Looked like Riley Mayer who will get the block. Right next to her was Peyton Kirchner. 2-1 Maroons lead. Clemmer heads back to the line. Just 2 aces so far today for Roanoke. An absolute missile comes down from Kaylee Keogh. Has it ricochet off the shoulder of Finland, who looks to be okay, which is a great sign. But my word, Kaylee Keogh, what did that volleyball do to you? Knotted up 2-all as Bartemeyer set to serve now. Serve sent to Hardin from the middle. Point won by Kirchner. Bartemeyer quick on her feet, but still a step away from being able to get to it. Seeing Kirchner keenly aware of that middle. And the block put up by Lynchburg, trying to play it on the sidelines. Bartemeyer recognized it there. Figured the next time it comes her way, she'll probably be that one step over. Keogh plays it over for Lynchburg on the third. From the near side, another point one. This one comes from Mayer. Mayer now with 9 kills this evening. That leads the way for Roanoke, followed then by Clark with 5 and Kirshner with 4 for Lynchburg. Keogh leads the way with 7. Then it's 6 from Salafu, 4 for Rucker. Green sets up Keogh, leaves it wide on the near side. I want to highlight the setters, 24 assists tonight for Maya Green. On the other side, 16 for Kylie Draper. We made note of those two in the open, being 1 and 2 in the ODAC, and total assists as well as assists per set. Keogh tries once more. Clemmer there, gets it over on the first. Sophia Salafu sets it down. Roanoke able to build in response with the whistles blown under the net. Looks as though that call I go against, couldn't find the exact number. I do apologize, but nonetheless, Lynchburg trails by just 2 now. Looked like they called out 30, but there is no 30 on the roster, so. Keogh to serve now. Sends the direction of Mayer. A missile from the middle. Kirchner makes it 6-3 Roanoke. Subs for Roanoke include Taylor Mayoni, and the other being George Ritter. Mayoni will serve and leaves it long. Lynchburg gets the point right back. Make it 6-5 Lynchburg. Another whistle going against the Maroons. You look at the errors department, 13-10. An edge where you don't want an edge for Roanoke in the attack errors department. Service errors, 2 teams pretty even, 5 for Lynchburg, 4 for Roanoke, and then reception errors, 10 for the Maroons to just 2 for Lynchburg. And especially in that second set, that's where it stands out, because in that second set we saw 5 aces from Lynchburg in that set alone. And all told, this evening we've seen 10 aces from the Hornets. But Roanoke not going down easy here in set 3. Lead 8-5. Heading to the line is Kirchner to serve. Leaper from the far side, tools the block. And for those wondering, those 10 aces tonight, it's the 4th time Lynchburg this season has hit double digits. The ace department had 13 against Johnson and Wales, 12 against Randolph-Macon, and then 13 back on the 14th of September at Guilford. Dug up by Clemmer, Draper for Clark. Maya Green gets an arm on it. Leaper from the middle, off the arms of Clemmer and out of play. Great recovery, and Leaper will get the kill, but how about Maya Green being able to keep that ball and playing alive for Lynchburg to build from that point onward. Green serves, just leaves it long. Katie Finland checks on for Lundgren. Been that rotation all night long for Coach Trail. Finland to serve. Sent to Keogh. Spainhour from the middle. Has it tipped up at the net. They're going to call a play in the net against Lynchburg. Looked like they called Blackmore's guilty party. Keogh, Green, Leaper. Just like we saw a moment ago. I forgive you if you have deja vu. Again, Leaper playing it on the same side. We saw it last set coming from the broadcast near side here in set 3 as well as set 1. It comes from the far side, and Leaper continues to have a ton of success this season. Roll shots, and a pretty one at that. 11-8 Roanoke. As returning to the hardwood is Riley Mayer, as does Hannah Harden, who will serve. Roanoke looking to avoid being swept by Lynchburg. Last year lost to the Hornets in 4. Before that, Lynchburg 1-5, and the year before that, once again 1-4. Mayer would have been close to going out, but Blackmore keeps it in. Spainhour denied initially. Now Rucker looks back left corner. Great hustle. Roanoke keeps it alive. Green sends it back. Blackmore before Keogh takes the third. Draper looking to set up. Mayer whistles, and it's a double called by Draper. We saw a couple early on, actually both coming in the first set going against Clark. This is the first time we've seen that call go against Kylie Draper. Nonetheless, to even have that build-up possible, I think it was Taylor Mayoni. Hit the deck. Made that fantastic play. If not Mayoni, it was Harden. Clark feeds Spainhour. Once again, denied at the net. Now Keogh has it deflect up off the ceiling and good hustle from Mayer, trying to keep it in, but that was going to be a tough play to make. Man, Kaylee Keogh has sent down a couple nukes tonight. Lynchburg now down by 1. Sophia Rucker eyeing the tie. Serve goes to Harden. Draper for Rihanna Clark. Now Lynchburg will set up their middle. Salafu leaves it wide right. Rucker now checks out with the libero Blackmore subbing back in. Speaking of liberos, Clemmer will serve it away. Third team all ODAC honoree last season. The lone all-conference selection for Roanoke that returns this season. Spainhour off the arms of Kirchner. Lynchburg with another chance to tie it up. Bartemeyer will serve as she checks on for Spainhour. And again, Lynchburg looking to make it 4 consecutive wins and didn't get to play their first home match till the 28th of September. And now 3-1 when playing at home, looking to make it 4-1. Feels like the Hornets have been able to build a lot of this momentum when playing in front of their home crowd. Nice roll shot. Seen Roanoke, implement that into their offensive repertoire here in set 3 and done so very successfully as Draper will serve. Lynchburg builds with Keogh, then taking the third. Draper pushes near side. Tug up by Clark after the strike from Mayer. And Salafu brings it back to a 1-point difference. Or correction, they're going to give the point to Roanoke. I beg your pardon. Now a 3-point lead for the Maroons. As again, Draper at the line. Serve goes to Blackmore. Green again trying to feed Keogh. Nice dig comes from Mayer. But into the net it goes. Lundgren, a freshman from Virginia Beach, the one to find the net. Leaper checks on for Abby Clark. Morgan Clark as Kaylee Keogh will serve. Bartemeyer there. Sophia DeVeo, Princess Salafu from the middle. Strike misses long. Once again, we've seen Lynchburg get it to this 1-point deficit. Now can they get it to a tie? It feels like once you get over that hurdle, look out, momentum may flood in on the side of the Hornets. Serve comes from Keogh. Mayer plays it over on the third. Leaper does the same for Lynchburg, leaves it wide. Attack error. Once again, pushes the Maroons back in front by 2. Mayoni returns to the court, as does Ritter. It'll be Mayoni to serve. First time tonight we've seen Roanoke be the first to 15. They were close to doing that in the first set. Green pushes wide. Leaper makes it 15-14. Leaper now with 7 kills of the night. Ties her up with Salafu. Kaylee Keogh, though, leads the way with 8. Ace for Cassie Blackmore. That becomes the third of the evening for Blackmore. We saw Sophia Rucker put together 3 consecutive aces. Then it was back-to-back for Blackmore there in the second, and you just saw her third on the night. Clemmer just able to get it over for Roanoke. Leaper, soft on the third. Blackmore, great hustle, able to get to it. Now Bartemeyer feeds it back. Rucker pushes the Roanoke back line there to dig it up is Maone. Hard hit from the middle, Kirchner. Earns the kill and will now serve for Roanoke. 16-15. Serve fielded by Leaper. Green just able to get it up and over. Soft from Bartemeyer. Draper on the second. Laying out, Blackmore's there. Leaper has it deflected. Draper, Kirchner. Now from the far side, Lundgren takes the third. Green pushes back to Keogh. Kirchner there once more defensively. Lundgren, a touch too soft, finds the net, and it's 16 all. 16 apiece. Spainhour checks back on. We wait Maya Green to serve. Serve goes to the 5. Draper left it a step out in front of Ritter. Now Lynchburg leads 17-16. Have not seen the Hornets play from ahead much here in the third serve. Great serve from Green. And she'll get the ace for her efforts. To that point, Lynchburg led 1-0. And then when they led 17-16, those are the 2 times we've seen Lynchburg out in front. Green as it go off the forearms of Ritter. Back-to-back aces for Maya Green. We've now seen 3 in a row from Rucker, 2 consecutive from Blackmore, and now back-to-back aces for Maya Green. And that leads to the timeout called by Coach Blair Trail. 19-16 your scores. We step aside here in the third set. Lynchburg looking to close it out from Wayne Prophet Court.
What you're missing.
It really don't matter to me. I'm just happy to be here. I might go crazy.
Welcome back to Turner Gymnasium, 19-16. It'll be Green to serve for the Hornets, looking to be the first to 20, which they have done each of the last 2 sets. Unable to be the first to 15 here in set 3. And Roanoke, a ton of credit to Coach Trill and the Maroons. They've come out and fought hard here in the third. Green makes it 3 consecutive aces. The second time tonight we've seen Lynchburg do just that. It was Rucker last set. Cassie Blackmore flirted with it, had back-to-back aces, and 2 before the timeout. 1 more. Green makes it 20-16 and now misses wide. But Lynchburg, for the 3rd time tonight, the first to 20. And that actually marked the first time that we've seen a timeout called by Coach Trail that didn't lead to Roanoke winning that next point. So we see the ace, then a service error. Now Roanoke looking to respond. Finland to serve. Whistles on the play. It looks like they're going to call Roanoke for wrong rotation. First time we've seen that call go against either side tonight, and that one hurts. As now the Maroons 4 points away from being swept for the first time in quite some time in this series history. Be the first sweep since 2017 for either side. That was Lynchburg garnering the sweep some 5 years ago. Reception error. That's now a 5-point advantage for the Hornets, looking to close it out in set 3. Ace for Clark. My word, has Lynchburg been magnificent from the service line tonight. By my count, 15. Make it 16 aces this evening. That is indeed the total. And that marks, by far, a season high. The next closest was 13 this past weekend against Johnson and Wales. Collected by Kirchner. Draper looking to set up Brianna Clark, who leaves it wide on the far side. Now Lynchburg a point away from closing it out, but first we'll have the second time of the set called by Coach Trail. Don't go anywhere. We're going to step aside and, or excuse me, that was point 25. I do beg your pardon. Had to wait for the point to come on the scoreboard. That's it, 25-17. That's your final for set three. So if you missed any of the action, Lynchburg takes set one 25-20. Set two 25-14, and then, of course, this set 25-17. And it's now 4 consecutive wins for Lynchburg, who elevates to 10-9 and 4-4 in conference play. Meanwhile, Roanoke on the other side has dropped their 4th consecutive. Now sit 8-10 on the season, 3-6 in ODAC play. And now some more separation between what was the number 7 team in the conference standings and number 9 Roanoke in the conference ranks. A little bit more separation after this result. Final thoughts, and we'll get you out of here. Roanoke, I think you saw some good fight early and then very late, and then room to be desired there in the middle portion of this contest. But you have one of the best coaches in the ODAC and Blair Trail, doing it for 24 seasons for good reason. Hope to see this team turn around. Looking at the upcoming schedule for the Maroons, Saturday they'll hit the road, and that's actually tomorrow, 1 o'clock. They'll stay here in Lynchburg to take on Randolph before returning to Roanoke, and we'll play at Salem on Monday evening. Meanwhile, Lynchburg will be in action tomorrow morning, playing host to Ferrum. That'll be the kickstart to our 4 homecoming broadcasts tomorrow. It'll be volleyball 11, field hockey at 1, women's soccer at 4, men's soccer at 7. Hope to have you with us for all the fun. It'll be yours truly with you, taking you through all that action tomorrow afternoon. But for now, that's going to do it for us at Wayne Prophet Court. I'd like to give a shout out to my director, Sam Rice, and the rest of our fantastic LHSN production crew. Thank you for joining us here on your Friday night. And until next time, we are signing off.